Welcome to Excel Class All. I'm here to lecture you on English language based on UNILAG Post-UTME likely questions. And we have the first question here, which says, choose the option which best interprets the highlighted expression. The best option which interprets the highlighted what? Expression. We have, your new roommate may be a cold fish. And we are asked to pick the option that best interprets the expression. And this code fish mentioned here is an idiomatic expression. So if you are solving questions on idiomatic expressions, there are certain principles you are expected to follow. One of the principles you're expected to follow is that you need to know that the word underlined cannot be your answer. The word underlined or the expression underlined cannot be your answer. Two, when you are giving an idiomatic expression, you need to look at the denotative meaning and not the connotative meaning. What do you mean by denotative meaning? You need to look at the deep meaning of the statement, not the ordinary meaning. So we are asked to choose the option that best interprets the highlighted expression. Your new roommate may be a cold fish. If you check option C, they said addicted to cold fish. Automatically, that cannot be your what? Answer. Because why? It's already related to the expression given to you. So a code fish in this expression means that roommate is an unfriendly person. Unfriendly person. A person that don't easily relate with people. We go to question 2. Question 2 says, choose the option which best interprets the highlighted expression also. Talking about what? Matthew was over the top in his comportment, which connotes what? Exaggeration. Then we go to number 3, which says, choose the option which indicates the grammatical name at the underlined word. We decided to tell her about the robbery. We decided to tell her about the robbery. They now underline the word about. Talking about what? Word class. Word class. Part of what? Speech. So we are asked, what part of speech is about? What part of speech is about? Now, take this question again. We decided to tell her. That is one side. Tell her about what? About the robbery. So decided to tell and robbery join with what? About. When things are being joined to expatiate on a statement, then the word class is called what? Preposition. So the answer to this question here is preposition. We decided to tell her about the robbery. So the word class being picked here is preposition. We go to the next question. They said choose the option which identify the type of phrase highlighted. Choose the option which identifies the type of phrase highlighted. What is a phrase? A phrase is a word that do not contain a finite verb. It does not make a sense. Now, the weather is highly unpredictable. The weather is highly unpredictable. When you read the statement from the beginning to the end, that is a sentence. But what are we asked to do here? We are to choose the option which identifies a phrase. And the phrase given to us here is highly unpredictable. Highly unpredictable. So the word highly is telling us more about the weather. And the weather here connotes what? A noun. Anything that tells us more about a noun is regarded as an what? Adjective. So the answer here is what? An adjectival word phrase. The answer is adjectival phrase. So the weather is highly unpredictable. They said, what is the grammatical name given to such? The answer is adjectival phrase. Why? Because an adjective qualifies a noun. And this highly unpredictable is telling us more about the weather. So take note of that. We move to the next question, which says, choose the appropriate question tag to complete the sentence. What is question tag? A question tag is an aspect of grammar that tests candidates on how questions can be answered. On how questions can be what? Answered. And there are principles that guide question tag. There are principles that guide what? Question tag. If the statement is positive, your answer will be what? Negative. If the statement is negative, your answer will be what? Positive. It is the auxiliary verb that is used to determine the what? Answer. If the statement is present tense, your answer too must be what? Present tense. If the statement is past tense, your answer too must be what? Past tense. So these are the principles or the rules that guide question tag. Back to the question that we are asked. They said choose the appropriate question tag to complete this sentence. What was the question or the sentence that was asked? They said, that's how it happened. That's how it happened. Now check it out. That's how it happened. It ends with what? Ed. Or that was how it happened because of the past tense that is seen in the word happen. So we can say that was how it happened. Now, since this statement is a past statement, automatically your answer must also be in past tense. Now, option A is talking about is, so that is wrong. Option C is also talking about what? Is, that is wrong. So the correct answer there is what? Didn't it? Why? It shows past tense. That was how it happened. Didn't it? If the statement is present, the answer too will be what? Present. If the statement is past, the answer too will be what? Past. Please take note of that. But peradventure, if the statement has option D, which is what? Wasn't it? Then you note that this wasn't is also a past tense. It goes with what? This answer. Please take note of that. Now we go to number 5. It said choose the option which best completes the sentence. Choose the option which best completes the sentence. Kola is the person that Sade will travel to London with. Kola is the person that Sade will travel to London with. Option A says of which. Option B says of whom. Option C says with who. And option D says with whom. Now, this traveling is telling us more about what Kola is about to do. So we cannot use the word which because it is not an object. It is animate, and that connotes what? The use of with whom. Caller is the person with whom Sade will travel to London with. So the correct answer here is with whom. You cannot use with who, because with who did not relate to caller, but with whom relates to who, to caller. So the correct answer here is what? With whom, and not with who. We go to question 6. Question 6 says, choose the option which is opposite in meaning to the capitalized word. Opposite in meaning. When you hear the word opposite in meaning, it talks about antonyms. When you hear the word nearest in meaning, it talks about synonyms. So in this question given to you, it is related to what? Antonyms. Opposite in meaning. You can be good in this aspect when you are familiar with your dictionary. Let's see the question given to us. Our request for more time was declined. Our request for more time was declined. Decline was the word written in capital letter. Our request for more time was declined. And we are asked to choose the option which is opposite in meaning to the word decline. Before you find the word opposite, you need to first and foremost identify the word decline. Decline means so many things. Number 1, rejected. Number 2, reverse. Number 3, diminish. So in this option here, we have decline means to reject. Our request was rejected. Our request was not what? Received. Our request was reversed. So in this statement, the answer here is what? Accepted. Our request for more time was accepted. So the correct answer is what? Accepted. So we cannot use the word diminish. We cannot use the word reverse. So when a word is given to you, especially when it's related to antonyms, the first thing you do is to know the meaning of the word first. When you know the word first, then you find the opposite. Now we move to the next word. It said, choose the word that is most nearest in meaning to the word ponderous. What is the meaning of ponderous? Ponderous here means when something is heavy. Ponderous means when something has weight. Ponderous means when something is big. Ponderous means when something is gigantic. So the nearest in meaning to the word ponderous means what? Unwieldy. Unwieldy means something that is heavy, something that is big, not light. Adibin, we are talking about antonyms now. You talk about something that is light. But here they say nearest in meaning. If you do not use the word ponderous, what can you use? You use the word unwieldy. Please take note of that. Now we move to the next question. They said choose the option which best describe the word pair, sing and sang. Choose the option which best describe the word pair, sing and sang. When you hear the word sing and sang, they said, is it similar in nature? Is it opposite in nature? Is it verb and noun? Is it present tense and past tense? Now, word pair. Word pair. Which option is related to sing and sang? Please take note that what sing and sang similar. We know that. Opposite, no. Verb and noun, no. But one is present tense and the other one is what? Past tense. That is what they want us to know here. Sing and what? Sang. One is present. The word sing is what? Present tense. The word sang is what? Past tense. And the past participle is your what? Your song. Your past participle is your song, which mostly go with your has, your have, and your what? Your had. He has sung the song. He has sung the song, not he has sang the song. So most students don't know that the past participle of sing is sung and not sang. Sang is past tense. Sing is present tense, while song is what? Past participle. So sing and sang, they are not similar. They are not opposite. They are not verb and noun, but they are what? Present tense and what? Past tense. So sing and sang, present tense and past tense. Now, we go to the next question being asked. Says, choose the option which best describe word pair boyish and youthful. Boyish and youthful. Now, we have boyish, we have youthful. And we are asked to know, are they similar? Are they opposite? Are they verb and noun? Are they present tense and what? Past tense. When you add the word boyish and what? Youthful, they are words that are opposite in nature. They are opposite in nature. Take note of that. Boyish and youthful, they are what? Opposite in nature. This has no stamina. This has what? Stamina. This can take decisions. This can take what? Decision. This is dependent. This is independent. So both of them are opposite in nature. Since both of them are opposite in nature, the question says, choose the option which best describe the word pair boyish and youthful. Are they similar? Are they opposite? Are they verb and noun? Are they present and past tense? So the correct answer there is what? Opposite in nature. Then finally, we have the one, choose the option which best describe the word pair chat and gossip. Chat and gossip. We have the word chat. We have the word gossip. We are asked to check, are they present tense? Are they opposite? Are they verb and noun? Are they what? Similar. When you use the word chat, they are talking. When you use the word gossip, they are also what? Talking. But what they are saying are not the same. Chat, conversation. Gossip is also what? A conversation. But the question there now is, are they present and past tense? Are they opposite? Are they verb and noun? Are they what? Similar. Both of them are converting. Both of them are what? Having conversation. Both of them are talking. Both of them are discussing. So both of them are what? Are similar in nature. Both are what? Similar in nature, because both of them centers on what? Conversation. So when you see questions of this nature, It is called word pair. Word pair. Pairing two words and identifying them if they are present tense or past tense, identifying them if they are similar, identifying them if they are verb or noun, identifying them if they are opposite in nature. So, take for instance, you see pessimistic and optimistic. Pessimistic and what? Optimistic. And they said choose the option which best describe the word pair. Pessimistic and what? Optimistic. If you see a question like this, then you should know that it is opposite in nature. They are not the same. One, they're having conversation. One is thinking negatively, the other one is thinking what? Positively. If you see a question related to what? Advice versus advice. Word pair again. Choose the option which best describe the word pair. Advice and what? Advice. Both of them is also what? Telling someone to do something. Is also telling someone about something. But both of them are not present tense or past tense. Both of them are not opposite. But both of them are what? Verb and noun. Are you with me? Both of them are what? Verb and noun. The same thing goes with your what? Your license and your what? Your license. This word pair, they are verb and noun. All these I'm listening, they are verb and noun. The optimistic and pessimistic, they are what? Opposite in what? In nature. The sing and the sang, they are present tense and what? Past tense. So what? Let's endeavor to work more on word pair. Word pair. Words that are similar in nature, words that are opposite in nature, words that are present tense or past tense, words that are verb or what? Or noun. These are what we are expected to what? To look into when next we say again. So take note that word pair are words that you are expected to what? To study adequately for you to be able to answer questions correctly. Thank you. The first question here says, choose the option which indicates the word class of the capitalized word. There is a word written in capital letter or the word might be underlined. They said, what is the word class? And you have been told that whenever the word class is being used, it connotes parts of what? Of speech. So another name for word class is part of speech. And what are parts of speech? Your noun, your pronoun, your verb, your adjective, preposition, conjunction, and so on. So the first question here says, why is the spoon smaller than the knife? And they gave us smaller. They said, what is the word class? Please take note that this smaller here is an adjective comparison talking about small, smaller, smallest, big, bigger, biggest, fat, fatter, fattest. So automatically the word smaller here connotes what? Adjective. Why? It qualifies. It tells us more about something. We go to number 2, which says choose the option which identifies the type of phrase highlighted. Number 2, the interview process could have been monitored more closely. They said, what is the type of phrase that is being used in this sentence? Now, how do you get your answer? Identify where the underlined word starts from. And the underlined word starts from the word could. It is a pointer. Every word class has a pointer. If it's an adjectiver, it goes with who, which, whose. If it's an adverb, it goes with when, where, if, and so on. If it's a noun, it goes with article. So a pointer must be there for you to be able to identify your answer. Then the pointer given to us here is could, and could is an auxiliary verb. What are auxiliary verbs? Auxiliary verbs are verbs that cannot stand on their own. They rely mainly on the main verb. So since the underlined word is starting from the word could, automatically our answer is what? A verb phrase. Then we'll go to question 3. Choose the option which best completes the sentence. I love to play games with my dash. As we have been told that we have two categories of this word, which is younger and junior. Younger is used when it is related to families, and junior is used when it's related to hierarchy. When it's related to hierarchy or position. So in this question, we are talking about families. We are not talking about position. We are not talking about place of work. We are not talking about hierarchy. We are talking about families. Now, since it is family, our answer cannot be junior. Our answer is what? Younger. So I love to play games with my what? Younger brother. Please take note of that. Then we go to question 4. Question 4 says, choose the option which best completes the sentence. Best complete. Everything is okay, but one is very, very okay. The door is 2 inches fatter than dash. This is related to a topic known as subject and what? Object. What are your subjects? Your subjects are your I, your we, your you, your it, your they, your he, your she. And they mostly start a sentence. They mostly start a sentence. While your object ends a sentence. We have I, it goes with your me. We have we, it goes with us. You remain you, it remains it, they goes with your them, he goes with your him, she goes with your what? Your are. So back to this question, the door is 2 inches fatter than are, relating animate thing with inanimate object. Then we'll go to question 5. It says choose the option which has the same vowel sound as indicated word. And the word given to us is leave. Leave is a vowel word. Since it's a vowel word, we have been told that a vowel is classified into 2. We have short vowels and long vowels. In this statement, in this word here, it is a long vowel. So we are to identify the word that also has a long vowel. We have pleasure, we have get, we have keep, we have great. The correct answer here is what? Keep. Why? It also has a long E. Leave, long E. Keep, long E. Get, short E. Pleasure, short A. Great, short E. All these differ from keep. Then we go to question 6. Question 6 says, choose the option which is opposite in meaning to the capitalized word. There is a word written in capital letter. Choose the word opposite now. Opposite. If you want to be good in this aspect, you need to be conversant with your dictionary. Opposite in meaning and nearest in meaning. The question says, you need to approach stranger with caution. Before you find the opposite of a word, you need to know the meaning of the word. Before getting the opposite, find out the meaning of the word. Caution means to be careful. Caution means to be meticulous. Caution means to be artful in anything you are doing. Not engaging in anything in a lackadaisical attitude. Not engaging in anything in a careless form. Not engaging in anything indifferently. You are doing things meticulously. So when you use the word caution, it means you are careful. You are not carefree. You are careful. So we are now asked the opposite of being careful. It becomes what? Carelessness. So the answer here is carelessness. Caution, be careful. Opposite, careless. Then we go to question 7. Question 7 says, select the option which indicates the grammatical name of the sentence. Select the option which indicates the grammatical name of the sentence. My cousin Oscar works in a construction company. Option A, simple sentence, complex sentence, compound sentence, imperative word sentence. Now, how do you identify a sentence? When it is complex, then you are involving your clause and clause. When it is compound, you are engaging your and with your but. But when it is straightforward with a subject, verb, and object, then it becomes a simple word sentence. So this statement here is a simple statement. My cousin Oscar works in a construction company. My cousin, still the Oscar, is the subject. Works becomes the what? The object. Construction company, works becomes the verb, while construction company becomes the word object. Is a simple sentence. But when it involves my cousin Oscar works in a construction company and then it changed to what? Compound. Or my cousin Oscar works in a construction company when then it changed to what? Complex sentence. But since and or when or something else is not being added to that statement, then it becomes a simple sentence. She is coming. That's a simple sentence. I love to play football. That's a simple sentence. But it becomes compound. I love to play football and table tennis. And you begin to say more on that. It becomes a compound sentence. When I see her, I will ensure I deal with her because she has offended me. Now, it becomes a complex sentence. So simple goes with subject, verb, and object. Then we go to the next one. Choose the option which indicates the grammatical name of the underlined item. Choose the option which indicates the grammatical name of the underlined item. We are in number 8. It said, they will play basketball in school today. They will play basketball in school today. And they underlined the word they. They said, what is the word class? They is used for people. And we are told that whatsoever we use to replace a people is what we call what? A pronoun. A noun is a naming word. What we use to replace a noun is what we call a pronoun. So they is a pronoun. Please take note of that. Then finally, we are told to solve a question saying choose the option which best completes the sentence. Choose the option which best completes the sentence. It is necessary to dash. It is necessary to dash. Now, this goes about what we call prepositional phrase. Prepositional what? Phrase. Ability to supply the correct preposition to a verb or the correct preposition to a word. We have keep abreast with, keep abreast to, keep abreast of, keep abreast at. To keep abreast connotes what? To be closer, to get informed of certain things. But what preposition goes with keep abreast? These are things that you are expected to know. So take enough time to study prepositional words. When you use the word addicted, what preposition goes with addicted? We have addicted to. We have flare. What preposition goes with flare? We have what? For. We have prone. What preposition goes with prone? We have what? To. We have congratulation. What preposition goes with congratulation? We have what? On. So addicted to, flare for, prone to, congratulation on. So when you see the word keep abreast, it goes with a preposition of. So you keep abreast of something, making the person to be informed of a particular issue. So prepositions are words that are difficult but simple. How do you get them? Is by getting used to them with the word or the verb being asked. So they are mostly regarded as what? Prepositional phrase. They are called prepositional phrase. So how a word can be gotten related to the preposition that is right with it. Some might have more than two prepositions. Take for instance, you have your word abide with and abide by. Some of them have two or more prepositions, but they have different meanings. Abide with, talking about someone. Abide by, talking about rules and what? Regulation. So it is the statement that determines the answer you are expected to supply. It is the statement that will determine the answer to supply. So we have many of these that we are expected to know. Whenever the word either is used, it goes with your what? Or. Whenever neither is used, it goes with your what? Your noun. Whenever no sooner had is used, it goes with your what? Than. Whenever scarcely had is used, it goes with your when. Whenever barely had is used, it goes with your when. Whenever prefer is used, it goes with your what? To. Whenever more is used, it goes with your than. I prefer rice to beans, but I like rice more than beans. So prefer doesn't go with that. I prefer rice than beans. That is a wrong statement. It is I prefer rice to beans. I like rice more than beans. So the preposition that we go with them matters a lot. When you have your word consist, it goes with what? of. When you have your word comprise, comprise does not go with any preposition. Please take note of that. Comprise does not go with any preposition. This class comprises boys and girls, not this class comprises of. But you can use the word consist. This class consists of boys and girls. But when it comes to comprise, you don't use preposition. When you talk about talk, talk goes with what? About. They are talking about me. So talk, the preposition that goes with talk is about, and so on and so forth. Like I earlier mentioned some, like your word prone, your flare, your addicted, all these are all prepositional phrase. So take note of all these things and get acquainted to them. The more you solve questions on prepositional phrase, the more you get used to them. Finally, when prepositional words are being given, some of them might look the same, but you are to what? To ensure that you have studied prepositions very well. Take for instance, you might be asked, I have money on me, I have money with me, I live in a condo, I live at a condo. All these are prepositional words. How do I make use of them? These words have meanings, and whenever you want to make use of them, it is the sentence that determines your answer. It is the sentence that will determine your what? Your answer. So whenever you are solving questions on preposition, please take note, you check the question before picking your answer. Check the question before picking your answers. So I want to believe that everything written here is clear to every one of us. Ensure you study more on your word class, study more on your phrase, and finally study more on nearest in meaning and opposite in meaning. Thank you.